This is a dark money topic. This guy gives dark money to Republican politicians. They do this in the name of saving America, but you are corrupting America, Mr. Republican, in this case. Let's watch it.
The man who overturned Roe, literally single-handedly was responsible for it, just got $1.6 billion in dark money for his next political advance.
Wow, that happens, eh? When you pull off a good project like that, not to say it's a good project, but if you're a fucking dirty, stupid, just a piece of shit. Because here's the thing, 87% of Americans think that there should be some abortion availability. Only 13% want this like full make it illegal thing. Only 13%. Most Republicans even think that it should be legal on some level. This overturning Roe v. Wade, it's going to screw them in the end because they got this win, but then now they're losing votes because people are like, you're too extreme. Now, here's the thing. The problem is that when you pull off a major project like that, then you go back to the billionaires, say, hey, man, you're going to die in 5 years. What the fuck do you care? I just overturned Roe, bitch. You don't give it to me. Someone else can give it to me. Then I'm going to tell everyone they fucking killed it. Or do you want to go up to God and say that you killed it?
We're talking about Leonard Leo, the man behind the Federalist Society and the architect of a decades-long plan to put conservative justices on the Supreme Court. You might remember us introducing you to Leonard Leo during the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe. Let me introduce you to the puppet master of today, the ringmaster of the movement. His name is Leonard Leo. He is co-chairman of the Federalist Society. That is a conservative group focused on recruiting, training.
What's News Nation? I've never heard of News Nation. I thought this was Newsmax, which is like a very right-wing thing. But I guess this is called On Balance.
And eventually placing conservative judges on federal courts. For most conservatives, appointing judges to overturn Roe defined politics since the 1980s. There's Mr. Leo. Think what you want of the results. Think what you want about abortion. But Leonard Leo is the man of the hour that nobody's talking about. And you should remember his face because Leo's judges will define American law for the next generation or more. This month, his movement won major victories on guns, school choice, and of course today on abortion. Leo now has a virtually unlimited war chest to back candidates, support causes, and tip the political scales. That money comes from Bear Seed, a reclusive Chicago.
I think you're right about that, Sterling. And this is the guy Bear Seed. He's the one who gave the 1.6 billion, or he gives the money. But this guy, he funds climate change denial science. Come on, man. You know, 1/3 of Pakistan is underwater, and this guy's funding. Yeah, it's crazy.
Billionaire. He donated shares of his company to a Leo-affiliated group before selling the company. Hence the $1.6 billion that Leonard Leo now controls. We covered a lot of George Soros's political donations and the effects. This is kind of the same thing. We're going to do the same with Leo's next moves, but congrats to the New York Times for finding and breaking this story. Here's the wild part. The Marble Freedom Trust, which is how the money has been funneled to Leonard Leo, could help conservatives level the playing field, if not surpass the left in such nonprofit spending, which is commonly referred to as dark money, because the groups involved can raise and spend unlimited sums on politics while revealing very little about where they got the money or how they spend it. Again, level the playing field. Imagine that for the past 2 decades, Republicans have played the game at $1 billion+ disadvantage. Thanks for watching.
Oh, he's saying, yeah, I thought these guys were more conservative. So he's saying that like they're doing it now, but they're playing at a $1 billion disadvantage. I don't think so. I don't think that's true. I think like this guy has been funding this shit forever. This guy Bar Seed
organization which Side had funded as well. We also know that Side has been, or we believe that he has been a
psycho, dude. This is the real evil of the world. Side too, but Side at least made money, and now he's old and kooky. Sometimes you get old and kooky and you don't know what you're doing anymore. But he's already given billions for anti-climate change science denial, and climate change science denial funding. So when all these people are like, no, I got the facts, I got the numbers, it's hard to argue with them. Anti-climate change science seems like it's funded by like people who own oil companies.
The Heartland Institute, which is a kind of climate denial, infamous climate denial group. But this is still the clearest indication of his giving and the immense amount of trust that he has in Leonard Leo. He put really his entire business fortune in the hands of Leonard Leo to deploy at his discretion.
Who has changed the shape of the face of the federal judiciary, not to mention the Supreme Court. Now, your news organization, Lever and ProPublica, obtained a photo of Barry Side that shows him as a 14-year-old walking with other students at the University of Chicago. He was among a group of high school sophomores admitted to the university through an accelerated undergraduate program. Talk about the possible impact of the Chicago School of Economists on his thinking, and also about the dodging up to $400 million in state and federal income tax. From your piece, you write, side transfer Tripp-Lite to the Marble Freedom Trust, a nonprofit that's exempt from income tax, federal income tax. The Ford electronics company was sold. As a result, lawyers say he avoided up to $400 million in state and federal income tax, preserving those funds for Leo's new operation.
Yeah. Well, so Barry Side is quite old. He's 90 years old, and so he actually attended the University of Chicago as back right around at the start of the Chicago school. We do understand that he's a pretty big fan of Milton Friedman. But so this transaction was all structured in a way that really gamed the rules around donations to nonprofits donating appreciated property. If he had sold this company, for $1.6 billion, he probably would have owed up to $400 million. By structuring it this way, by having the trust sell the nonprofit or trust sell the company, it saved him a pretty hefty tax bill, and it also then really preserved the amount of money that would be available for Leonard Leo's new group. And I should stress that this money all came after his network and Leo had successfully remade the Supreme Court, building a conservative supermajority there. So this is all money that can really be used towards the future, towards building and expanding the conservative movement.
What a waste of time, man. And that's why they say this is God's great play, and we are all just these enemies, they're just dancers in it. Let's just say it's true that the Democrats don't have $1 billion. Now they will. What do you think? That guy doesn't have enemies on the left? Why fund anti-climate? You know what I mean? Why fund climate change denial? Why not just do stuff that actually is real? But this is the world we're in. It is Kali Yuga, people.